Good evening, everyone, and for those of you joining online, we appreciate you being here tonight. We actually have very low attendance for this annual park user meeting. We only have Linda O'Keefe and Lee Nathanson on, which will allow them to introduce themselves. We do have a couple of items that we need to go over before we move into that part of the meeting. But so it's 2 minutes after 8. We're going to start our Parks and Rec March board meeting. So I will pull I'll share the agenda for everybody to see, and we'll get started. Yeah, I'll wait room there. I try to
Well, like, you know, so
those of you online
yeah, exactly.
can see the agenda. Great, okay. So we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance and then we'll get into the meeting. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So, public comment. We don't have any members of the public here, so we'll move on to reviewing and approving the minutes from the January 10th meeting. Do I have any additions to that? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
All right, great. Second, all in favor? Great. Now we're moving to the annual park user meeting. So we did receive information from St. Margaret's and Narberth Athletic Association. They were not able to attend tonight, so they sent me the responses to each of these questions in advance. So, and no other members or no other user groups have sent their information that weren't able to attend. So we'll have those online, starting with Linda, and then Lee introduce themselves and the organization and tell us what organization they're with. And then we'll get into it. So Linda.
Hi. Yeah, thank you. I am Linda O'Keefe, and we are Narberth Girls Basketball League. And my husband is working, so he wasn't able to make it. So I had to, sorry, I couldn't be there in person. But yeah, so did you want me to just tell you?
Well, we'll go through, I just wanted to Lee introduce yourself, and then I'll come back to you to go through the items
Okay.
for your group. So Lee, good to see you. You are muted.
On mute. I apologize. I'm without a voice. Lee Hawkinson, here to listen. I'm just representing Friends of Sabine Park, and very interested in seeing what's going on.
Right. Thanks, Lee, for joining. All right, Linda. Well, what's nice is you have the floor and no one else is here in person. So it will be a brief annual park user meeting.
Ed Rich was?
Is he?
He's here.
Oh, he just joined online.
Hello.
All right, Ed. Good to see you.
See you, Dennis.
We just completed the intro, so would you care to tell us who you are and what organization you're with?
I'm Ed Ridgway. I'm with the Business Association.
Great, thanks, Ed. So we don't have a large attendance from the park users, so it will be a brief meeting, Ed. And Linda was just about to go over her organization's needs for the coming year, and then we'll move on to the NBA and Friends of Sabine. All right, so Linda, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. So, Narberth Girls Basketball uses the courts, from May, it looks like May 6th, that week, is when we start, and it runs through till July, I see that July 4th is during the week, so we won't be playing that week. So it's the second, I'm sorry, let me look at my dates. It would be like I think our last week would be the week of like the 22nd of July. And we run Monday through Thursday from 6. We usually use the courts. We get on at 5:30 for warm up. The first game is at 6. We have a 6, 7, and 8 o'clock game. During playoffs, usually the games run a little later because sometimes we have to, depending on if it rains. Right now we don't have an inside gym, so we've been just making up the games as best we can. So I understand that is there a curfew in Narberth or no?
It's not a curfew, but what we recently established was just seasonal hours for the basketball court. It has nothing to do with your league.
Oh, right.
It's just public use, just so that residents know the schedule of the lights, and that was it, but it doesn't affect groups like yours.
Oh, okay. So we usually are done by, sometimes our games run till like 9:30, but again, if we have that tack on another game, sometimes the latest can go at 10 o'clock. So that's where we ran in a little bit last year. I think, last summer, we were worried about the lights being turned off. And, as far as access to that, will we not have access to that? Do we need to tell someone to say, hey, we have extra games, we might run a little later? Like, how does that work?
So we would just coordinate with Public Works.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't want to keep them on longer than they need to be. But there were a couple games that we were like, oh my gosh, we had to run the clock because we were afraid that the lights were going to go out. But that's really it. We only play Monday through Thursday. We don't use weekends. We kind of do everything ourselves. So we're very grateful that our league, this will be our 37th year for Narberth Girls Basketball. My mom and dad have started the league back in 85. Oh, so maybe it is 37, 38. I don't even have any of my papers in front of me, to be honest, but it's been there for a long time. So, and I think, it's great. Like the kids, it's been positive. It's been great. It's been great for the community, and for the businesses. I think a lot of the people go up and, they'll go out to eat, up at the local restaurants in Narberth. And, when the ice cream store was open, and, I don't know. I mean, I think we'll keep Narberth Girls Basketball as long as we can, as long as Narberth is good with us, having the league.
Of course.
Is there any, we appreciate, the time that, we get to spend on the courts. So, that's it. I mean, that's us in a nutshell.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
you guys are part of the fabric of Narberth.
Yeah. I mean, we love it. We love Narberth, and we think it's great. Like, people come from all over the place, not only Narberth kids, but and Lower Merion kids, but we get kids from all over the place, and they love it. They come here, and I think it's great for the community. So.
And is there anything that the borough can do to better support you?
No, I mean, you guys are great, honestly. If we ever have a question, or I know we were using, sometimes after a bad rainstorm, when we use the blower and stuff, the workers are always right away. If we go over and we ask them to help us, they're there. So we have no problems. Everybody's been really great. So.
Well, thanks for joining, Linda. Good to see you. And
good to see you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Linda, I just have one clarification. So
Sure.
it's Monday through Thursday, you said, are the
Yes.
games? Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, no weekends. And we don't even if we were to make up games, we don't use the weekends.
Okay,
We just, yeah. But it
okay,
is from six, just so you know, it's from, we usually like, I know there's like kids play like 5:30 and then we play on the girls' side till the last game starts at 8. So it's usually like 9:30. We're done.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Please feel free to, or please stay on.
Oh,
Because
sure. Yeah.
there'll be, we're gonna update everyone on the master park plan study committee. All right, so Ed, the floor is yours. Can you, go over items A, B, and C for the MBA? Too
I'm
many.
sorry, I'm not looking at the, I'm not looking at your agenda, so you have to give me what the A, B, and C is.
So confirm scheduled and/or planned usage in 2024, needs
Okay.
related to use, and what the borough can do to better support you.
Okay, so the business association does most of its events downtown, but the one event that has been a business association event in the park. Well, we did several Oktoberfest, but we even moved those downtown. So when those happen, I think in the future those will happen downtown. It's just easier for us to do it, and whatever's easier is what I'm for. But the one event that we keep doing there is the Wednesday night concert series.
Mhm.
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dates planned, plus a rain date. Hang on, I'll be right back. Come on, you coming in? We have 8 dates plus a rain date, and I'm putting an email together. I'm sending those dates to you, Dennis. But if you want them now, they're June 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th, and then July 10th, 17th, 24th, and 31st. So it looks like with a 4th of July gap in there, it looks like every Wednesday from June 5th to July 31st. And then there's 2 more events, 2 more organizations that have their own committees that are associated with the NBA. Structurally, it just makes sense for them to go through us to get their insurance and bank accounts, and that's the 4th of July. Obviously, obviously their usage is mostly on the 4th itself, but I'm sure they have some needs on the 3rd as well. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but you know, I don't want to skip that because that's a big day for the borough and a pretty intense use of the parks, the Narberth Park, and then also associated with us, but I don't have any details on it, is the Pride in the Park event. I don't know what their committee has planned for this year. I saw a date, but I don't know if that's happening or not happening. But that is, I can get you that date. It was sometime in June, and you know, actually, I want to reach out to them and see. Maybe somebody here has some information on that I don't have, but.
I think it's,
Other than that, the business association events are not in the parks.
Yeah, I think it's June 15th. I know I threw it on the borough calendar. I believe it's the 15th. I think they were just trying to replicate what they did last year.
Okay,
I think there were some food trucks that came, some vendors. So the idea was to keep it just like a continuation of the event from last year.
okay. All right, and if you guys need any information from them, I probably have the contact info, but I'm sure Alan, you might have just as much as I do.
Yeah, we actually did hold a meeting with them last week. And then we're gonna hold one in the coming months prior to their event. So we'll make sure that they're taken care of. If we see anything though, we'll keep you in the loop and reach out to you if there's something we think of, I guess.
Yeah, and if they need some help, I mean, we want to support them and their event, and so if they need some help, they can reach out to me, and I'll do what I can for them. The one other thing I wanted to mention was that I didn't mention, which I probably should, is we also do that. We picked up the 2 of the other 4th of July committee events that we picked up are the Easter egg hunt, which is actually not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. And also the Halloween parade, which ends up down, basically in the basketball courts and the parking lot. So I feel I should mention those as well.
Thanks. Well, is there anything that the borough can do to better support you?
I know that sometimes, and I don't know what the current situation is, but I know that sometimes Danny Gold, who handles the music at the music. Oh, is that you, Dan?
Yeah.
Oh, Dan, I'll let you speak for yourself in terms of what you need from.
Yeah, he just came in person, snuck in.
Danny,
Yeah.
why don't you jump in here?
I'll tell you, one thing that occurs to me is if we could have access to that kitchen next to the gazebo so that the artists can use that as a dressing room. That was, I never knew who to contact. I know there's a keypad. I don't know if it's the Girl Scouts or the library or who it is that has jurisdiction. And the bathrooms over at the little block house, they seem to lock them up when the basketball activity is finished. And it would sure be nice to have some kind of bathroom facility for the people that are there and for the artists. And I never know who to ask about that. I guess I wouldn't give access to the general public to the kitchen bathroom. But if there's a way we could keep that other one open until we're all done with the music, which is usually like 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Those are great suggestions. So we'll take that and it'll be one of our action items to find out.
Okay,
later.
and Dennis, I'm sending you the calendar of what those dates are for this summer.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
you were right. We're just skipping the July 3rd date because it coincides with the whole July 4th extravaganza. But the 4 Wednesdays prior in June and the 4 Wednesdays, except for that one in July. And then August, we have a rain date, which we've had to use in the past, which is the 7th.
Okay.
So Ed got them all right, as he always does. The 5th, 12th, 19th, 26th of June, and the 10th, 17th, 24th, and 31st of July, and then the 7th of August as a rain date.
And Ed, please send it to Alan as well, of course. But,
Oh yeah, I'll send it to Alan too.
Yeah.
And then in terms of,
So,
we all resolved to be better with publicity this year,
Okay.
in terms of letting people know what the roster of artists is gonna be, if there's a cancellation, in terms of, I guess, the Facebook, Narberth pages. But the weekly Narberth, the borough bulletin that goes out, I guess we could just give one initial post, which could be used throughout June and July, that they could just keep running every week.
Definitely. So including in the borough, the monthly newsletter,
The weekly.
I'm sorry, the weekly newsletter through the duration of the series.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, Alan, I put you on that email, so you're gonna have those dates.
Okay,
okay.
sure.
So we'll add that to the requests as well.
That's an easy one. Yeah,
I'll do the copy for you.
okay.
Very easy.
And we can post it on Facebook too.
Excellent, thank you.
Thanks, Alan. Thanks for, you've talked, but introduce yourself to everybody.
Me?
Yeah, we did intros before you got here. So
Yeah, I had to close my store.
Yeah, that's okay. Stand
I
up
have
and
a little-
introduce yourself.
I'm Dan Gold. I have a little guitar store on Forest Avenue, been there 15 years. And I kind of eased into this role of, the music guy. And for both the festivals in the beginning of the spring and the fall festivals, I'm involved in booking the bands for them, the sound guys for the music festivals and for the Wednesday night series, and whatever else needs to be done. And everybody's great with it, it's We get a lot of participation, and COVID messed things up for everybody, and us, we were no different, but I think we're back on track now and should be a good year.
Yes, thanks for everything you do for the town.
Oh, my
Great.
And the Wednesday night concerts are really, really enjoyable, and you get quite a variety of folks there and a variety of the music, so I think everybody really appreciates it.
My pleasure.
They're really fun, I have to say, as people, when we're across the courts, I have to say, they're really great. So thank you.
Okay, and that's it for us. Those, I guess it ended up being 4 things. The gazebo and the gazebo lawn for the Wednesday night concert series, the lawn for the Easter egg hunt, the parking lot and the basketball courts for the Halloween parade, and then also the the 4th of July and the Pride in the Park.
Thanks, Ed, and thank you so much. I mean, you do so much behind the scenes for the borough, and everyone appreciates it.
Labor of love.
Yes. And moving on to Lee. So if there's anything that you wanted to share with us about that's coming up in 2024 with Sabine Park, we would love to hear. And if there's anything we, the borough can do to better support the Friends of Sabine, let us know. So the floor is yours, Lee.
And I apologize, I'm without a voice, so I will just take the opportunity and say we have a potential cleanup on April 27th, and that's all that's upcoming at this time. But we'll definitely keep you posted. Gonna plan some events. A lot of interest there.
Is there anything the borough can do to better support you?
Well, and this is just nothing you haven't heard before, but I spent a lot of time at Sabine Park, and the lack of bathrooms is always an issue. It makes me sad to see parents take their kids home or choose to when they're playing and someone has to go to the potty. I'm aware that there's a porta potty and that is accessible and clean, but I think that we should have bathrooms at our parks.
Yeah, thanks for that feedback, and I'm glad to hear that the porta potties continue to be clean. That's important. Okay. Well, great. So moved into the portion where we have an open discussion. If any of the park user groups have things to share beyond what they've already shared. If not, one of the exciting parts about tonight's meeting is the Master Park Plan Study Committee update. So before we move into that, Linda, Ed, Lee, do you have any additional comments you wanted to make in front of the group? Any things you wanted to bring up?
Just
Oh, sorry. Can I just request that you summarize the respondents that you got online?
Oh, yes, I can do that too. So, Linda, do you have anything?
I just forgot to add one more thing. So where do we bring our insurance? Because we carry our own insurance. I forget. It's to the Borough Hall, right? To the borough manager. That's where we leave it.
Yeah.
I remember Bill Martin and the borough manager after Bill Martin. I can't remember.
Sean.
No, and then after Sean.
Samantha's.
Yeah, Samantha. Is that who it is? Yes,
Yeah.
that's who we usually gave our insurance to. Is that who we just continue to do that?
No, now it's Matt West. Or myself. You can leave it with me. I'm Alan, the assistant manager.
Oh, okay. All right, perfect. Thank you. That's
Yeah, one of
it.
us. Yeah, so you can leave it with us. We got it.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Okay. So the only 2 other organizations responded in advance with summarizing their usage for the upcoming year, which were St. Margaret's and NAA. So St. Margaret's, they football and soccer will begin August 10th and run through November 15th, 4 to 7. Monday through Friday. Saturday, 9 AM to 2 PM for games, usually 1 to 2 Saturdays per month. So, they mark the field and, the bathrooms, need to be open during that time. They use the blocking, they use the pad, the blocking and tackling pads. Just filling in divots, moving goalposts, so nothing new. And then in the spring, the baseball schedule is March 1st to June 1st. The big diamond small field, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6. And additional general field maintenance, the diamond needs to be dragged and rolled, and access to the pitching machine and bathrooms, field house, access. They do have a suggestion, which is something that Parks and Rec has discussed, and was brought up during last year's annual park meeting, is an AED, somewhere, a central location in Narberth Park. So that's a formal request from St. Margaret's, CYO, and then moving on to NAA. Oh, this is more. Okay, I stand corrected. I didn't receive it yet, so I can't summarize it, but it's forthcoming. So
Thank you.
thanks for the reminder. All right, so, well, as I mentioned, one exciting part of tonight's meeting is we're going to provide an update on the Master Park Plan Study Committee, because each of you are some of the several stakeholders that, your input is going to be invaluable during this process. And so, I'm going to turn it over to Jean to give a brief summary on where it stands, and then we can also have Bill Collins add some additional color to it, who is with the firm that is going to be partnering with the borough. But Jean, I'll turn it over to you,
Sure.
so don't steal any of your thunder.
So yeah, the borough is very excited that we are beginning the master park planning process and that we have contracted with Simone Collins Landscape Architecture. And this is, based on the comprehensive plan goal of addressing the future needs and uses for the parks and providing for those. So we're excited to start the process. It's going to take approximately 9 to 12 months for the project to be completed, and we have already begun the process today. Without further ado,
My on screen, or are you going to be on screen?
Are you on screen?
Please come towards the
You
camera.
can have a seat.
There you go.
The owl
So,
will pick you
Just
up.
sit right there, and then you're
Are
closer
my
to
colleagues
the
on
video.
screen?
Yeah, they're.
Yes, we're.
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm Bill Collins, Moni Collins. My partner Sarah Leakin, and Anita Nardone is our civil engineer. We're the three principals on the project. We're really happy to be working with Narberth again. We started with Station Square, which is one of the sites that this master park plan will be looking at. There's two other sites. One is Elm Grove. Is it Elm Grove?
it's unnamed.
TBD.
Could be, okay, could be Elm Grove. And the other one is Station Square in Narberth Park. we do recognize Sabine, but Sabine wasn't in this project for reasons that it's going to have its own future planning process. So Sabine is important to the borough. It's just not part of this project. Want to be clear about that. So we're looking at 3 different parks. They're all unique. They're all heavily used or loved or want to be heavily used. And they're all very different. I'd just like to ask Sarah to speak a little bit, and then Anita, and we're looking forward to the process. There'll be several meetings.
Yeah, I'm Sarah Leeper with Simone Collins. I'm a landscape architect registered in the state of Pennsylvania. I've been with Simone Collins for 20 years and looking forward to a long future as I enter into partnership with the firm. And excited about getting started on this plan. We walked through the town tonight before we grabbed dinner at the Greeks. And we were excited to see how many people are out and about and just using the great amenities that Norfolk has to offer.
Good evening, I'm Anita Nardone, and I'm the project manager for the project, the liaison certainly for everybody on the committee and for Parks and Rec and for the township as a whole. Any questions, and we encourage it, of course, that they would come with any comments or suggestions. So my role will be project manager, ensuring the process works, the borough gets what they want, everything is satisfactory, and the final deliverable is there. My engineering support comes from my land development background and chair of my local planning commission for many years, so sort of understanding that process and a great interest in the process, because I really have found in my own experience with my own township, but in all the projects I've worked in the 3 years I've been with this firm, the process itself is the journey, they say the journey, there's no destination, it's the journey. And you find out so much about yourself, as a community and as a borough going through this process. And it's always good. It is always good. Even if there's, disagreements, it's always good. So I look forward to being part of this one as well.
Thanks, Anita. And just, I think we'll conclude by saying tonight at the meeting before this one, we talked about a draft schedule, and that'll be published very soon. It'll be up on the borough website, and there'll be many venues in which to give us your ideas and your opinions, including online survey, in-person meetings. We started tonight by taking notes for everything that was said, and we're going to use those notes and build on those notes as we go to the next committee meeting, and then those will go to the public meeting. So it's going to be a collective process of how we build on each other's ideas. So, thank you, Rebecca. Thank you.
And thanks for being here. And so those of you online and in person, you will meet this team in the coming months, because you'll be part of the stakeholder meetings in this process. So, but just wanted to give you some background into where we're at, and it's exciting for the borough. So, and that's all we had on the agenda for the park user meeting. So at this point, we'll move to any new business that Parks and Rec board members have to introduce, and if not, we actually will be adjourning a little early since we didn't have a large number of attendees. So if there's no new business to introduce, do I have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. All right. Well, thank you again for Linda, Ed, Lee. Great to see each of you. Thanks for coming in person. And
Thank you.
wonderful night.
Good job, guys.